Yo, I can't feel my feet. Where's the trail? Where's my porter at? Where's the mountain? Woke up at base camp feeling alive. Then I saw it go do a backflip, high five. Climbed so far, lost count of the steps. Now I'm hugging my pills and speaking in reps. Drugged up, but I'm still swagged out. Sun goggles on and my brain's in a drought. Altitude hitting, I'm seeing some bears. One's teaching yoga and solar flares. My heart's going boom like a techno snare. My guide's a mule with frosted hair. I'm walking haywire, looking up in the air. All I see is the ground, staring back with lots of hair. And sees moonin the hills like he just don't care. Now my boots just floated in the thin air. What you gonna do when you're up in the air? What you gonna do when you're up in the air? What you gonna do when you're up in the air? Huh? Diamox, 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 Diamox. High on pills and I just can't care. Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. Base camp stripping with your stick in the air. What you gonna do when you're up in the air? What you gonna do when you're up in the air? Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. Z's butt crack, rising with the dawn. Fart so hot they got thermals on. 10 turn sauna, can't catch no sets. Blame it on Z and his high altitude breeze. Shanky's on trail with his legendary stick. Chatting with yaks, moving smooth and slick. He's the mountain mayor, grinning wide, making friends with rocks on every side. Meanwhile down the ridge they zoom. Hydrophobic boys breaking the gloom. No stream too wild, they glide like ghosts. Speeding past hikers, ghosts in the posts. Andy's vanished, where'd he go? Blended so well with the icy snow. Nay squinting, yelling where's my guy? But he's just vibing, snowflake in his eye. Diamox, 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 Diamox. High on pills and I just can't care. Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. Base camp stripping with your stick in the air. What you gonna do when you're up in the air? What you gonna do when you're up in the air? Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. Talked to a mule, he was made of cheese. Told me the summit's guarded by bees. Lost my GPS but I found a rave, hosted in a base camp cave. Oxygen low but my vibe is peak. My thoughts just danced out of my cheek. Base layer soaked but I'm feeling divine. Who needs breath when you got this bass line? Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. High on pills and I just can't care. Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. Tense on fire but you just don't care. What you gonna do when you're up in the air? What you gonna do when you're up in the air? Diamox, Diamox, Diamox. Packed my snacks, forgot my socks, but I got a pocket full of sweet, sweet Diamox. So if you're climbing and feeling whack, pop one pill and never look back. Dance with yaks, forget the map. Just don't mistake a cliff for a nap. What you gonna do when you're up in the air? What you gonna do when you're up in the air? Huh?